Hi, guys. This is Tommy with Domination Politics. How's everyone doing today? Are you someone who doesn't bend to the will of the convention? Someone who rebels? Someone who instinctively questions authority? Who doesn't just go along with the bandwagon mentality and the manufactured consent of the mainstream media narratives? If so, welcome to the Domination Politics podcast. Today, we have to deliver a message that's not any kind of propaganda. It's something that I formed with my thoughts, opinions, and beliefs through unbiased critical thinking, data driven analysis, and the diligent search for the solutions and absolute truth. The truth I bring today, guys, is substantial. It's the ultimate absolute truth, and it's that we are experiencing a clear and present danger. It's among us, it's inside us, it's within us and amidst us. Just discuss this critical clear and present danger. I have with me Saucelin Timonson from Remember Jesus Loves You. I'll meet you at the finish line podcast. We're going to have a very substantial conversation about politics, about philosophy, beliefs, religion, and everything. And I hope you join on the chat because this is going to be the Domination Politics live stream.
Hey guys, this is Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics. How's everyone doing today?
Tommy Nation Politics. Welcome to the live stream, Saucelin Timonson. Welcome to Domination Politics. Anyway, how's it going, man, today?
It's good. Pretty good. How about you?
Well, I'm good as can be expected under the current threats to democracy that are plaguing our nation and inflating our wallets, rights, creating all of our, and it's not the LGBT community I'm talking about, Democrats, Republicans, and the people that will see, our own disaster for their own parties. So how are you doing? You said fine. How are you?
I've been it's interesting because I've had very intellectual from all different walks of life. And you know what I'm noticing? I'm like, man, you know the red wave that people keep on talking about?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. I hate to say it. The red wave is not going to happen. I think it's going to be, you look at what happened in New York where they had Rochester mayor and that's over to a Democrat. You look what happened in Alaska with Sarah Palin, the dolly from was born with a silver spoon and was supposed to be gone. They said that they're going to win. She was going to win Alaska, but the people spoke not to be a Democrat. I really think that the Republicans, there's not going to be a red wave, are going to win more of a House, have more of a stronghold in the House. And it's going to be 56 to 44 for my prediction.
In the House of Representatives?
No, in the Senate.
In the Senate. So a Senate majority of Republicans, though?
No, Democrat.
Oh, so you think they're going to keep the Senate as well, but not the House?
I think it's going to be no. With the House, it's going to be easy. They're going to gain more people.
So what's interesting about that, though, is that Nancy Pelosi's in the House and she's got the speakership. She's never been known to, take power back. She got it back. She was speaker before, She got it back. And I don't think she'll ever make the same mistake again. So that's the only reason why I'm uneasy about the fact that she would lose the House. She would literally throw you under the bus for the House, Saucelin. She would kill us all for the House. So she's not going to lose it easily, just so you know.
No, she's not. And that's why. And here's why the Republicans, because they aren't, so I'm a hospice, I'm a minister, so I have to play both sides. I'm like my ex-girlfriend. I can be good when I don't want to be. And so Republicans don't have a base. They don't have a concrete, like the message. They don't have, like, for instance, the Democrats want to run on, we have to save democracy. Well, what are the Republicans? We're not Nazis, or don't call us MAGA extremists. And then
They're running on, we're not a dementia-riddled old man with a crime bill that incarcerated half the black race, and they're running on Joe Biden, which is a great thing to run on. I mean, just like Trump was a great thing to run on. These two guys were horrible.
That's going to bite, and it's biting the back because you can look at the polls. Look at the polls, and DeSantis won. He's down. Christie is at 51% to 45%. So it's 51 to 45, and so DeSantis is down, and Herschel Walker's down. You have Ron Johnson that's down, like by below 5-point margin against Mandela Barnes. So that's the whole thing, is that you have, and it's all because of the margin, saying that it's a woman's choice election, and it's also have something they're running on. While the Republicans are name jabbing people.
Yeah, well, the Republicans are, this is my opinion, and I'm going to be as frank with you as possible, Saucily, because I want some real answers, and I can't get any right wingers on my show lately because I'm really, I'm going to be truthful, and I'm going to be objective. But at this point, if you can't win against a horrible do nothing Democratic Party, and why is the reason? Why is the reason? Because you encroach on people's civil liberties, right? They don't really believe in life, liberty, and happiness, right? They're fascists, right? They're dumb, numbskull fascists who like authoritarian leaders, right? What do you think about that? Agree or no?
With the Democrats?
No, the Republicans. Republicans are bootlicking, authoritarian worshiping leaders who believe that someday, if they can suck enough billionaire dick, they might just become a billionaire somehow. They've got dreams of delusions of greatness.
What, don't the Democrats do the same thing? The moderate Democrats?
No, they don't.
Not like a Bernie Sanders.
Well, the moderate Democrats are really Republicans, and then the establishment Democrats are robbing us. They're just interested in robbing us. They're not interested in anything else. Just like Mitch McConnell is. So you got the establishment, then you have the rhinos, then you have the progressives. All of them knuckle under to the dementia-riddled old man who's in office, and nothing gets done, and all of their campaign finance contributions get filled. And then you tell me that that's my question. You tell me that the Republicans are losing against this horrible system, the status quo. So have you come to the conclusion of why that is? Because I thought you just said it. The women's issue. They decided to try to take liberty away from women, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and then they also said that the Democrats are running on women's choice. Now you're looking at the Republicans now exposing that, saying, well, they're being hot. Like, we look at Arkansas. Arkansas, I don't know. It's right next door to you. Arkansas and Missouri, where they're looking at completely, while Kansas is because Kansas is worried because right now the governor is a Democrat, the Republican governor is about to lose the race. So what he's doing, in order to appease, well, I'm going to allow exceptions, saying, hey, if this is going to happen, okay, then I can hold on to my seat and I can straddle both sides. So mixed messages are changing within the Republican Party, and the Democrats, they have at least of saying, you know what, we care about women's choice, we care about expanding women's choice, we care about allowing open opportunities for people to do abortions at the federal level and get paid, sponsored at federal level. I personally think, before we continue on, Democrats want to win by a landslide, they should run on this thing. Okay, I agree with women. If you don't want to give up your baby, we're also going to we're going to give you $100 a month for going through the circumstance, even after be a 2-year program or after the abortion is concluded. So it doesn't leave the woman behind, because that's what we're seeing. And if the Democrats really want to get more supporters and be like, oh, I can see that. And how am I going to be better off after getting an abortion, or am I worse off and not going to have anything afterwards? So if the Democrats can say, hey, make sure that Plan B is free, standardize Plan B, get it free in products, like free of charge, but you implement a special tax on it, so we all they don't have to pay for it. Because you look at Plan B, who's making billions of dollars? Pharmaceutical companies. Think about that. Sorry for pausing.
I think about
back,
it.
but
Why are you about, dude? Stop being sorry. I really would need to talk to you about some stuff, because you say you're the ex-girlfriend who could be whatever you want to be. I need you to help me understand the right wing and their incompetence and their lack of interest in education, or their lack of interest in actually having a conversation with the left wing and actually putting us in a position where the Democrats really don't have to do anything. They don't even have to, like you said, win it for a landslide. All they have to do is literally give us one carrot, like exceptions for rape and incest, and they will literally win, because the Republicans are completely just like they're demented, bro. They're absolutely horrible. They're going after drag queens and gay bars. Is this how you want to win an election, guys? I don't get their strategy. What is up with that? What is up with them? I really want to know, Zoslin. I want to know what is up with the Republican Party and what is up with the conservatives like that. Why? What do they think? Why are they doing it? I'm a little upset about their attitudes, because they had the opportunity to actually bounce back, and now they decide to hate on us. Everybody, women, gays, poor people, black people.
Well, what happens if they're meant to divide us?
So you're saying that they really are winning by losing because they like the status quo?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
Pretty. Well, I think of this. I think the reason why. So here's why I think. Okay. I think the reason why the Republicans are going to LGBTQ people and to go after all those people, or the minorities, the alt-right MAGA people, it's to fuel more hate crime, and they feed off of that. They feed off of that, and it makes, and as long as they're like thinking, okay, then we're doing everything on our part to keep the big old party going, because I think there's a lot of infighting within the Republican Party too. There, you have the rhinos, and you have, I should clarify, you have the established Republicans, and then you also have your MAGA Republicans.
Right.
The MAGA,
and they're somehow different. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
They're very different. Oh, how the establishment Republicans are more of your moderate Republicans, where they can come at the table and together, let's figure something out. Okay. While they want, okay, all right. Those are your established Republicans, and they can work with moderate Democrat, MAGA Republicans, and your alt-right extremist Republicans that are supported by President, which there's something wrong in there. They're just about, let's overthrow the tinfoil hats because the vaccines don't work, and let's cause as much disruption in our society as we up at those pride things, so we can get, oh, poor me, and they're like, well, look at these people, they're not supporting.
So also, I love the fuck out of you, bro, because you're not from this country and you're not a white person from this country, so you really don't just seem to understand what's behind this. I do. Let me explain it to you. It's called white supremacy, and what it is that they're losing their country. They believe in this white genocide. It's behind everything they're afraid of. The white babies are disappearing, and they're losing power and they're losing influence. They can't win a popular vote anymore. And so that's what's driving. It's not because they just want to like gin up hate. It's because deep down they still believe that they're the superior race. And it doesn't make any sense that they don't have any influence anymore. They can't get into schools anymore. They can't afford to be in schools anymore. They can't even afford to live in houses anymore, like their parents did. And it's all because of our fault. We integrated into their neighborhoods. We changed their, culture and traditions. Conservatives love culture traditions. If you ever listen to some conservatives talk, it's always about remember back in the day, and they associate everything with the day. The day we were segregated. Yeah, it's always make America great again, like it was when we were segregated, right? Nobody
Mm-hmm.
wants to finish the sentence. Nobody wants to finish the last sentence of make America great again, like back when we were segregated. But we all know, I know you don't because you're not from this country and you're a very good guy and you're a Christian and you don't want to believe that your friends are secretly white supremacists. But it's just really not a secret,
Well,
Saucelin.
I
They
see it
just
from
really
my
are. They're
own.
ingrained with white supremacy. They really are. They're
Well, I
racist.
see it.
They don't, and they won't admit it either. That's why they
Yeah.
hate this whole. They hate this whole black thing. What do they call it? In schools, they can't stand that shit. Calling people out in
CRT.
schools about it. Yeah, they're going crazy over it now because now they're fucking exposed and people are teaching in schools. They're losing influence and they can't even go to school anymore or live in places because of income inequality. So they're fucked. So now, like, they're going crazy. I think that's my assessment. The white
Well,
supremacy has driven them insane. But anyway, go ahead.
well, you also have to look at this. Look at my experience. I'm not born from this country.
I know. That's why you're a good guy.
Well,
I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I love this country.
I get same like people badge me all the time. I get called a Russian Jew, a Russian commie, every single name of the book that's derogatory towards Russians, and it's pretty sad. And I get like threats from my own community members that I thought, oh wow, I thought you supported me. I thought we were supposed to be open and welcoming, but apparently not. Unless if you're like born in America, come out of the group. It's kind of you kind of get that vibe, and I feel like I'm out of this group, and I'm like, people look at you and they don't like they down talk to you, or they like think of and see, and I've been treated like that, and the perfect example was when I was in the military. When I was in the military, the first thing I came off the plane after like when I met my squadron commander, he spat on me and said he's not my. And I'm like, well, why did you spit on me? He's like, well, it's because you're for Russia. That's why.
Oh, that makes
And
sense.
I said I'm like, how does that? I'm like, you correlating like with he's not my president? I thought we serve under a commander in chief.
Hey, Saucelin,
like,
welcome to America.
I know that I'm used to it though. I'm used to getting spat on. It's sad.
Yeah, but that's what happened. See, the whole thing is there's like it's tearing apart their whole what did you call it? I can't keep it in my head. When you're teaching about slavery and shit like that, critical race theory.
CRT.
So these conservatives, they're so entranced in their own nationalist mythology, where we're the greatest country in the world, that literally anything that exposes or a reality, like you being Russian and you're a human being, and here you are in their country, smiling and not fucking being a Putin puppet. That's just blowing their mind, bro. Your very existence is blowing their mind because they're all wrapped up in their stupid mythology. They can't, and they love it, bro. It's driving them crazy. It gets in the way of their supremacy shit. So that's why I don't know, man. I know the clear present danger is the Democrats and Republicans, but I think you're right. The Republicans are not going to win the midterms because I think they really are even more dangerous than the Democrats. And it's just because their base is just not going to let them even do solutions. The base doesn't want solutions. I keep asking conservatives what they want. All they want is for us to go back to Africa. They want us to stop doing drag shows. They want us to leave. That's all they want. They don't want anything else. That's why they vote Republican. So, I mean, it scares me, dude, because like here I am wanting healthcare, a minimum wage increase, wanting something. So to deliver to the base of the Republican Party, it's not hard. You just have to talk about how you hate people. There you go. So I mean, literally, this is what we created. And check this out. While that's going on, we've got the establishment Democrats on The View talking about Mar-a-Lago documents, because now he is a politician, right? He got raided by the FBI, and guess who's back on to talk about the Mar-a-Lago documents? Get this, Soslan, watch this shit.
Next guest knows a thing or two about being fearless, and they're taking you on their road trip to talk to other strong women on their new streaming series, Gutsy. Please welcome back former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and author and activist Chelsea Clinton.
For you.
I am on the edge of this thing. I was going to pop up, and then I thought, I will go down. It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's great to be back.
You look wonderful.
Oh, you're so
Both of
nice.
you.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, thanks.
Thank
It's
you.
wonderful to be here.
That was you, Joy.
Yeah.
You have the first question.
Oh,
babe.
is it oh, yes.
And she's so sparkly.
I know. I'm sparkling. I'm bedazzled. So before we get to the hot topics and everything else, I want to talk about your series Gutsy.
Yes.
Which is premiering later this week, and we're going to talk more about it later.
Right.
But we want to know, inquiring minds want to know, what is the most gutsy thing you've done recently, both of you?
Well, I have to say, doing that series and getting way outside my comfort zone.
Oh.
And,
Yeah.
you know, we decided to do the series. We were thrilled. We'll talk about it later. But then we told all of our guests that they could pick the activity we did.
Oh.
And so I did everything from try to learn to tango, which, believe me, is not easy, to making acorn
does Bill
soup.
tango?
No.
Wait. Did she really tango?
Sort of. Sort of. Well, it was kind of unfortunate because we were with Goldie Hawn and her daughter, Kate Hudson, and my daughter, all of whom have been dancers. So let me just lay it out.
So you tangled light.
Well, also, I feel like though she's leaving out that she didn't participate in every activity. So when we went to see our amazing women at the FDNY, our amazing women firefighters,
Right.
and they asked us both if we wanted to try on gear, my mom was like, my
stuff is
daughter
heavy.
would love to. And you know what? I did. And it was really humbling.
Yeah.
It was really heavy.
so
for me,
heavy.
But the amount of gratitude that I feel towards our incredible women and our men of the FDNY is just so immense. And it was such a joy. And it was, I think, gutsy for both of us to try new things.
And it is such a...
So that's pretty much all I can watch because it's disgusting. But I just want to give you just an example of what this metastasizes into. This Gutsy thing, it's a parent company of a Clinton shell corporation. And Chelsea sits on the board of that shell corporation. And she bought this other company called Gutsy. So it was all impromptu. It was all just, who knew what was going to happen? Getting out in front. No, let's see. She bought a corporation that bought a media conglomerate that gave her an opportunity to talk on The View about Donald Trump. And now the Democrats, Soslin, and now the Democrats now have Hillary Clinton back on television, and they're looking better than what the Republicans have to offer. And this is the state of our union, bro. This is the clear... Like, we can't keep having Democrats, bro. They're horrible, too. And they're devious.
Do you think Chelsea is positioned? Do you think that Hillary's grooming Chelsea to run?
I think that she's already been groomed, and now it's her time, and it's inevitable, Soslin, because this family is like they're like what do you call those
like
things
trash.
that like you? Well, they're like those things like you try to get out of your house. Did you say roaches? Maybe roaches. Like you do the fumigation. You tear down walls. You burn up shit. They're still in your house. Can't get them out. That's the Clintons, bro. And Chelsea, I promise you, she might have a better smile than Hillary, but she's already, bro. I can already tell. I could already tell that she's willing enough to give up her friendship with Ivanka just to frame Donald Trump as a sexist. Remember? Okay, mom, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll stop being friends with Ivanka. That whole relationship between the Trumps and the Clintons is weird. Best friends, golf together all the time. During election, though, they trash each other, ask Russia to fucking uncover emails. It was fucking amazing. And this is who we have leading us, bro. This is who we have leading us.
And now they're back. And now Donald Trump's kids are friends with the Clintons and Chelsea's.
So, So you keep saying things that I say. Now I want you to respond with what are we going to do about it, please? Because I've told you 2 solutions. None of them, no people like my solutions. You know, tarring and feathering these people, hanging them from the trees, like as traitors, or stop voting for Democrats, Republicans. We all want to pretend like this isn't happening. So, what do we do?
The two-party system. That's what you do.
Now, isn't there a Jesus somewhere, Saucelin? A God that loves us and shit?
Yes. There's God. He loves every single one of us.
Yeah. Where is he? Where'd he go?
Well, it's interesting because we live in a sinful world, and we live in a world where we have a decision to be like a free will. We're not so like God doesn't choose every action for us. We get to do that by ourselves. I could go outside and I could I have a decision whether into a building or go into a ditch. I have that decision. Would it be healthy? No. But if we don't have free will, then we're all robots. And what's the point of being robots if heaven?
That's a point that I always hear. So now I'm going to turn this around and say, because you guys always do this. You talk about your behavior and how you're sinful and how you should have gotten slapped because you didn't make dinner at 6, right? It's your fault. If you could just make dinner at 6 for the man, he wouldn't have slapped you in the face. You don't at all sound like a person that's been abused. So I want to ask you about God's behavior. I asked you where he is. Where is he? And why isn't he here dealing with his loved ones and his creation that's supposed to be made in his image? Let's talk about God's behavior. As a Christian, could you please answer that question? And not talk about your behavior and how you're such a sap sinner. Talk about God. What about him?
So God is in the midst of us through the Holy Spirit. So like that with God, I believe that he is among us. He makes his angels to surround us in peace and comfort. But this is also another spectrum to it where we also have Satan and demonic forces looming around. When we accept Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior, we get to go on a path where. So for instance, when we go through those pinnacle points in our life where we are like confronted with issues and circumstances that are like going to be like might make or break a career, we might seem like it's our pride and arrogance that gets in the way, because most of my shoes where I had to know it all, and I had to be in the shoes where I'm like, you know what, I don't want to ask my other people, but I don't want to ask other followers of Christ just by myself. So then what happened? Then I ended up making poor decisions. Like I have help, and I failed to get like other people.
So you went right back to your behavior, Saucelin. You didn't notice that? You went right back to you. How you failed. You notice that you do that? Do you guys notice that you do that? Every time I ask you about God, you go back to you and how you failed. That stuff. That's weird to me. You just can't fucking answer about God's behavior. How he turns people to pillars of salt, he burns people to stake, swallows them up in the earth, causes snakes to bite people, threw Eve out of the garden, gave her childbearing pain, literally tortured her, right? Did he torture a lot of people? Did he throw Satan into where did he cast Satan down, Sauce? Here? With his most valued creation?
He
Is that loving?
Satan down in the pit.
To the what?
Lake of Hades. He casted the serpent down to the lake of Hades in the worst.
I thought that happens in Revelation when when Christ comes back with his church. That doesn't happen then. I thought he's here till then. He's the prince of this world, right? He's the prince of this world, right? Who made him the prince of this world?
Satan.
Yes, they call him the prince of this world. He has all the powers and all the principalities of this world. He promises Jesus when he's tempted in the desert, I will give you all these kingdoms. And Jesus did not say, you can't, those are not yours to give, because they were his to give, because he is the prince of this world. How did he get to this world? How did Satan, his most hated nemesis, get to this world where his most valued creation, who he loves, resides? How did he get here?
He fell from heaven.
He fell. Like, oops.
The third highest angel, which was Lucifer, angel. And he disobeyed God because I think he's like, okay, like, I want to be higher than God. And so he ended up disobeying God because God is being.
And he fell here. Just say yes or no.
He fell into the. Huh?
Just say yes or no. He fell to earth.
That's how he got
to the Garden of Eden. So how did he get to the Garden of Eden then? How was the Garden of Eden happen? How did the Garden of Eden happen if he went to hell?
He had his other. You also have demonic angels. His 2/3 of not just Lucifer. Some of them fell into like Nephilims, which are like a demonic, like possessed people. Like when we look at a story where Jesus casted out the demons, and there were multiple demons that were inside, and those were separate demons, and they were separate. Jesus casted them out. Where did
so you're saying that the serpent that tempted Eve wasn't Satan, because Satan was in hell. It was one of his demons or Nephilim.
It was more. Yep.
It wasn't Satan though that tempted Eve.
No, it was one of the.
David, I'm gonna deal with you. David, I see your comments. I don't know what you're talking about. Lord, please pray for the soul of this bitch. I don't know what you're talking about, but I love you, bro. And your Republican Party is a fucking train wreck. So pimping politicians is easy. In fact, everybody does it who's a corporation. So just so you know, your statement pimping politicians ain't easy. It actually really is easy. All you need is $5,000 and a fundraiser. Then you can pimp any politician. So you keep voting for these guys who you can literally buy off eBay. And Sauce, you're making me feel bad because like I really like you. And I really do. I'm not just saying that. I don't lie. I don't lie. I really do like you. I just really want to know, and none of it makes any sense to me at all. So I have to ask you direct questions because nobody will. So I thought that you could help me with that. But I don't want to yell at you because it's not your fault that God is he's a domestic abuser dad with abandoning his issues with his offspring. And if he was real, he would, to me, be the most evil being on the planet because he's neglected his duty to upkeep his creation. He took his most. Oh shit! All right, well, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What happened?
All right, I don't know. My camera's going off, but I think it's probably God. He's probably mad at me now. But yeah, he took his most prized. People made his image, and he threw him out of the garden real easily. Didn't even give him like another chance. But we keep giving the Democrats and Republicans chances, and it kind of harkens back to the whole. I think we do that because we feel like we should be abused. That's what I'm trying to get at, Sauce. Is that we feel like we should be abused because we've been abused by this God. If what you say is true about God and how it's your fault, all this stuff's happening because you're a sinner. I mean, what you're saying to me is you're the reason why there's bad things, right? Because we get tempted by Satan, we can't handle it. We're such sluts. We're Jezebels. We're weak sinner shithoods. And God's just too perfect. We should have just made dinner at 6. And so what we do is, after that, we see these politicians that rape us, rob us, steal from us. And we go, oh, well, we deserve it because we're shitholes. We don't deserve, life, liberty, or happiness. We're nothing but sinner bitch asses. We deserve Democrats and Republicans. I think that's why we vote for them. I just want to be real with you, man. I think that's why we really vote for them, because we think that we deserve to be shit on. What do you think about that?
You sound like you're crying.
No, I'm not crying. I wish the camera would go back on so you see I'm not crying. I thought about this a lot. I feel like we really do vote for Democrats and Republicans because we think we deserve to be shit on and raped and stolen from. We do because of our religion. I mean, it just sounds like that. You know, people defending Donald Trump, people defending Biden. There's nothing to defend. These people are rapists. These people are thieves. But you're defending them because, like, you defend God. Every time I talk to you about God, bro, you go back to you. And that's what happens every time I talk about politics. It's a really interesting correlation. That's why I wanted to talk to you about this. Because I feel like it all comes from this whole Christianity thing. The reason why we allow ourselves to be abused by these parties.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Really? Okay.
Because that's something I'm going to have to think about and think about. That's something, yes.
Mm-hmm. I've been thinking about it a lot. But thank you for being honest with me about the, because that's all I want. All I want is for people to be real and honest. So, you only got two choices. What happened to my camera? It won't let me come back on. I'm pressing my camera. Some expected error has happened. It's probably the FBI. Try to refresh.
Well, it could be that I'm in the church, and
I mean, I don't think the church has any more power now that the Democrats, Republicans, they've killed, you know how they kill people. They killed Osama. They killed Soleimani. They kill people. And if the church was a threat to their power, they would have killed the Pope already. So I don't think he is.
Well, and plus, there you are. Well, you also have to look at this, though. You have which is like which Biden and the Democratic Party like aligns with the Catholics on that time.
Oh my God. I tried. Wait, what'd you say? I tried to refresh myself so I could get on. But go ahead. What'd you say? Repeat.
What is your thoughts on we're talking about this, religion and uncertainty. What is your thoughts on the Democrats even going as saying they're Catholics? Like going and all that. What is your thoughts on that?
Oh, well, I just think that the Democrats lie, and they'll never, they're not anything, of course, but they'll lie to you just to convince you of whatever. So you can vote for them. It's really all about votes, man. It's all about getting you to vote for them. And so, of course, they're not anything. They kill people. I don't know if that's Catholic. I don't think so. So, yeah. What do you think?
I don't. I think that they're first. I think that they have a church, and that's all they're worried about is saying, okay, as long as we can put their agenda and push our agenda upon them, can get more money. I think it's all a big money laundering scheme. Because you look at Pope Francis is involved in with President Biden and how he's involved in this certain decision making, relying on other world leaders, especially from the church leaders, to make. I wouldn't rely on Pope Francis. If I were a congressman, I would kind of weapon to the church and state. Whatever happened to that.
Okay, so separation of church and state. So we could talk about that too. So, like, what? So let me ask you: did you see my whole opening statement about the transvestite at the school and stuff like that? Did you see that?
Yeah, with the big knockers.
Yeah. So, like, all these people that talk about
those are real.
No, of course they're not real. I honestly feel like this guy is a super smart guy. He's a teacher, right? And I think that he's so sick of all these people talking about free speech, liberty, and then they go and hate on gay people. I think he deliberately he exposed it. He set a trap for them. He knew that if he got huge knockers, like out of this world knockers, and like a biker skirt, like these conservatives would like literally lose their minds and fucking expose themselves for what they are, like complete hypocrites. And like it was just like clockwork, bro. Like here they are talking about free speech and all this shit, and then all of a sudden you see a transvestite with big knockers. Now all of a sudden they want to hang her, to burn her as a witch. All of a sudden, freedom and liberty out the window, bro. It was amazing.
Control the Conservative Party.
I honestly think that dude is the smartest dude in Canada. You must be the smartest dude in Canada.
Hilarious.
I can't wait. I want to see. I hope it continues. I want to see, like, because I know he's got something planned. Like, he's got to have something planned now that he's protesting him and shit. Like, I would like to see like everybody protesting him, and then all of a sudden he just like walks out in his normal clothes and he just goes home. Like, what if he did that? That'd be hilarious. Yeah, bro. So, good.
And did you see on the photos how he wore the mask the wrong way?
Yes, bro. See, that's what I'm saying. They took the bait so hard. He fucking triggered them so hard, bro. Yeah, like even if like I feel like a lot of people know. Like I saw that and I'm like, this isn't real. People know it's a prank. It's just like the right way. You can't help themselves.
He's got nice legs though.
Oh my god, you're funny. He doesn't have nice legs. He's not in shape at all, and he's being hilarious because he's not in shape at all. He looks like a tub of lard, bro. But anyway, you're very complimentary.
Hey, I wonder what those are actually. Like, I wonder what he actually put inside. Or like turkey or something like that. Because I mean, think of his back.
So, like, your prediction for the midterms is that the Senate is going to be maintained by the Democrats, and the vice president of the Senate is Kamala Harris. So she's going to maintain a powerful. You think this is a prediction, and so you really think that Nancy Pelosi is going to lose the House? You really think that?
No. So here's what I said as a recap.
Okay. Yeah, recap.
I think the Democrats are going to gain. I think 56 to 44. I think they're going to get the Democrats are, and I also think that Democrat Congress is going to gain at least have 278 instead of 220 right now that they have 50 plus seats. 50, I think 58 seats. They're going to gain 58 seats in Congress.
You think they're going to gain 58 seats in Congress? The Republicans? Or the Democrats? No. Okay, Democrat.
That's what I said. The Democrats are going to gain 58 seats. So it's going to be 278 to 56.
In the House?
In the Senate, 56 to 44. The U.S. Congress, it'll be 278 to, I can't remember the math, but 178, I think.
So you think that the supermajority is going to be maintained then? I'm just trying to be clear because I'm trying to understand. So you think they're going to maintain all branches of government then? The House, the Senate, and the presidency?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think the House and the Senate is going to get more seats. The Democrats are going to get a stronger foothold. That's going to be harder for Republicans to get.
Yeah. So, can you see David's question, Soslin? Who was responsible for blowing up the 2 pipelines yesterday? Tucker says Biden talks about it. ? I didn't know about this. So, do you know anything about these pipelines?
Yes. So I heard about this. Okay. Okay. Hopefully you don't think it's weird, but what happens if the administration actually meant to do this? To actually, like, we blew up the pipeline. It would require us to do more aid packages to Europe, and it would require not talking about how we gave $12 billion to Ukraine yesterday. Not a lot of people are talking. And what happens if then we give, like, push the agenda now?
Huh? What'd you say?
Oh, were you there?
I was trying to use another camera, but Restream probably locked me out because I was probably smoking weed or something like that earlier, and then they saw me on Restream, and now they're like, "Now this nigga can't be on camera anymore. He's fucking smoking reefer, and we criminalized it. And Joe Biden thinks it's dangerous. We got to study it more. We got to go get Brittany Griner though. but we gotta study marijuana more for all the people in Texas that are. So I probably did. I'm not even lying. That's probably banned me from having a camera. They're probably just like this nigga can't stop smoking weed on here. But it's cool. It's cool. Restream. I can still talk. So thanks, Ty. Go ahead, Sauce.
So with with like the whole it was America that bombed the pipeline, because I think because you can see the whole and that the war is about to end, but then what do when America thinks that we got to cause another catastrophic, we got to cause another injury, we got to cause another, so let's cause an affliction on another country and let's send more aid packages. We keep going, and if we blame one country, like if we blame Russia, they're blaming Russia for it, but then Russia's like, well, we're not doing anything, so then you're pissing off Russia going, and now you're keeping money going out of our country, and you're not helping your war and making other countries more wealthier and making sure that they're stocked. I think it was done by the Biden administration to keep this war machine.
I think you're right, man. I think that this is literally just for the war machine.
Yeah.
David says he posted this video on Free Thinkers. I'll take a look at it. I've been working all day, David. And by the way, David, your ass should have been on this live stream. Okay, so you can't even say it. Don't even try to judge me for not reading your article. Why don't you come on this live stream? It's cool though, but look, I think that we're all missing the whole entire point, guys. The point is that this country is going to get progressively worse. And who gives a shit about pipelines? What about human lives? What about human lives? What about that? Oh, I wouldn't be surprised, David. All right, cool. That explains stuff. Restream, you're fired, bro. Just so you know, we're going to StreamYard.
Yeah.
Just to know, and I just want to make a huge Tommy Nation Politics announcement. Restream is fired. Restream can suck a dick. Restream smoked marijuana with my mom and molested her. StreamYard, we're coming your way. Guys, it's the top of the hour, and we're being free-thinking, innovative, and open-minded. I yelled at you, Sauce. I feel bad, but you met me halfway with the honesty, and that touched me. That made me feel like there's somebody in this world that's not going to just lie to me. So thank you so much for that. Because I think that's kind of all I wanted.
Well, and another thing is that another important thing to have is that sometimes you have to say, okay, I do not know, or I'm going to have to think about it, and that's, and you don't want to lie, and you don't want to burn a bridge of a healthy relationship. I think it's good to be healthy and transparent, because that's where a lot of conservatives and a lot of right wing, they don't want to accept the reality that they don't know stuff. They don't want to So instead, what do? They go on an attack when they actually don't know anything, and I think they're taking the upper hand, but they're making themselves like an asshole. Pardon my language.
And now you know why that is, even though you probably don't want to. It's because they're white supremacists. But anyway, this is Tommy Nation Politics, guys. Leaking in the ocean, killing marine life is music. Okay, David, you knew that was going to hit me hard because I'm a leftist. Way to go. You guys are both pushing my buttons today. David is an independent. He's a free thinker. He's got, we're both free thinkers. I think you're a free thinker too. That's why, it kills me when we disagree. But it's healthy because we all have different ideas. But David is a Trump supporter, and as much as I think he's a free thinker, I don't understand how anybody can literally stomach that idiot. The guy literally fucks himself all the time. He fucks himself, bro. And then Hillary just goes on The View and takes advantage of it. The guy just fucks himself. Like, if you want a hero, just why is it him? Bernie Sanders fucked himself too. Like, these guys are lame. It's time to get new heroes. We need to be our own heroes. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my only disagreement with David, but he's usually right about a lot of stuff. So We all believe that this government's not fucking batting 1,000 and trying to help us and keep us safe. They don't give a shit about our safety. That's literally the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard. They're trying to keep us safe. They've never fucking tried to keep us safe, bro. Never.
No.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Never.
But anyway.
And also they never kept us out of war either. And we look at things that
exactly.
And it's not just them. It's not just only Republicans. It's also Democrats too.
Right.
It's that.
So we could all see it. But David says he likes Trump's policies better. I like Trump's policies better. It's just that Trump, couldn't fucking do anything with his policies. I liked how he fucking vetoed people and upset their apple carts. But at the end of the day, he was a fucking idiot, and he fucking fell on his face because he was an idiot. And he's still falling on his face. Every time he goes on TV, I pray, just for you, David, that he doesn't say something that's going to fucking make him get sued again. Just so you know, David. I've grown to like Trump because of my conservative friends that aren't white supremacists. But anyway, guys, it's Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics. Be free thinking, innovative, and open-minded. Thanks for coming this Wednesday. And Thasla, do you have any last words?
No, I want to say thank you on here. And we also have very exciting news. My podcast called Remember God Loves You, and I'll meet you at the bowl on Amazon Music, Audible, and iHeartRadio, along with podcast site. And Tommy Nation, I want to say thank you so much for an opportunity and having. This is very important in bringing a country together from both sides.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, and thank you for coming on, Saucelin. I hope you come on more often. And be free thinking, innovative, and open-minded, guys.
Hey, we can do a show next week.
Have a great night. Hey, you better, dude. Let me know, okay? I got a schedule, but I want to make that happen. I would love that because then you wouldn't be cracking out on me.